We welcome you to Sunrise, Florida, here for Game 6 of the NHL Playoffs, NHL Final from Amerant Bank Arena here in Sunrise. A win today for the Panthers will mean they win a championship back-to-back years on their home ice. A win today for the Oilers means we'll have Game 7 on Friday in Edmonton. We get an early penalty called here as McDavid brings it in and the whistle blows, and we will get a power play 10 seconds into this game to start as Barkov gets called for interference off the opening draw. So that quiets this crowd here early. Some boo birds rain down 10 seconds into this game. An early penalty here for Edmonton and a power play to start this game. Face-off controlled by Florida in their own end. They try to clear the zone. They can't. Bouchard keeps it in. Arvidsson open. Drops it off for Brown. A shot goes wide. And it comes to the near side. Back up to the point. Bouchard lets it fly off the blocker. Bobrovsky to the far side it goes. Battle for it in the corner. Ekblad has it float right through the crease. And it comes to the near side where Florida clears for the first time here tonight. Stevenson takes a hit from Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, and the Oilers gain possession. Enrique intercepted in center by Luosterainen, who turns back short-handed for Florida. Centering pass to Forsling, a shot kicked away by Skinner, and he covers the puck. 51 seconds gone by on this penalty to start this game here in Sunrise. Face-off, not very cleanly controlled by Edmonton, but they're able to get it out. 1 minute left on the penalty. Hyman takes a hit and loses it to Mikkola. Jones now across the red line, short-handed for Florida. Jones floats it to the far half wall where Draisaitl is there for Edmonton. Now Ekholm up ahead. Big hit delivered on the near side on Connor McDavid. Hyman gets free, back behind the net to Draisaitl, back up to the point and all the way through. It goes back down the length of the ice. So the early penalty so far has been killed off by Florida. 27 seconds to go on it. Face-off controlled by Edmonton in their own end. Draisaitl took a hit behind the play. Brown to center. Henrique downstairs. Arvidsson denied by Bobrovsky. And Schmidt able to clear the zone with 10 seconds to go on the penalty kill for Florida. Arvidsson brings it back in for Edmonton. He loses it as he takes a hit. And Florida survives the early penalty here as we're back to full strength. Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Final. 3-2 Florida in the series. Brown to Arvidsson downstairs, poked away, and it's covered by Bobrovsky. And he'll cover the puck with 17:29 to go in the opening period of play. Three shots on goal for Edmonton on that penalty. One shorthanded for Florida. Now Luosterainen will bring it up here for the Panthers. Lose it in neutral ice. And Boquist able to keep it alive. Luosterainen brings it back up for Florida, looking for a center, drops it up for Schmidt, a shot denied by Schmidt. The rebound, Kulikov wide of the net. Behind now, Schmidt loses it to Kapanen, who will get it out for Edmonton. And now here he comes up the near side. Got a man out in front, it's Perry, and Perry's denied by Bobrovsky. The rebound is controlled by Sergei Bobrovsky. Stops play with 16:38 to go in the opening period. Win for the Panthers will win them the Stanley Cup back-to-back years here on their home ice. Oilers trying to force Game 7 back in Edmonton. Nurse has it go back out into the neutral zone. Oilers will have to reset. On the near side, it's Draisaitl trying to weave his way into the slot, and it pokes away, and Florida gains control. Intercepted in center by Victor Arvidsson. Podkolzin will bring it up for the Oilers. Try to drop it off to no man's land there. Rodriguez turns back for the Panthers. Rodriguez going up top, fires a shot from outside, and Skinner stops that one easily with 15:53 to go in the opening period, just underway here from Sunrise, Florida. Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Final. Panthers win the draw. On the point, it's Forslund. He takes a hit and turns it over. Watch out. Numbers back the other way. Hyman fires. Save Bobrovsky. Nugent Hopkins is there out in front. What a stop. Another stop by Bobrovsky. Holding his ground well here in the early going, and the Panthers get it out. Nugent Hopkins gives to McDavid, who loses it to Verhaeghe. And Reinhart feeds up to Barkov, who brings it up. Barkov poked away in the slot. McDavid got laid out. McDavid slow to get up. That is a guy Edmonton cannot afford to lose. Verhaeghe turns back in neutral ice. Up top, this is Reinhart. Reinhart into the slot. Reinhart back behind. McCullough shot off a body in front. Goes to the far half wall. Reinhart feeds to Verhaeghe. Penalty called. It's a delayed penalty on Edmonton. On the point, it's Jones. Fires a shot off a body. The rebound floats to the far half wall. Edmonton is yet to touch the puck. Still a penalty call as this one goes off the windows. Finally touched by Edmonton. And we'll get a penalty the other way this time. A cross-check is called on Darnell Nurse. Up into the far corner. And we've already had 2 early penalties called, 1 on each team, and now the Panthers will go to the power play. Face-off controlled by Edmonton, and they lift it out of the zone. And it floats all the way back down. Ekblad will start the breakup. Now Lundell up top. Center back to Ekblad. Downstairs, loose to Ryan, denied by Skinner. Back into the trapezoid. Lundell, a one-time try, gets deflected out of play and stops play. 1:36 to go on the power play. And 13:57 to go in the opening period here in Sunrise. 6 shots on goal for each side. Face-off controlled by Edmonton. And Wallman able to lift it out of the zone. Lundell will bring it up for Florida. Into the slot. Back to Rodriguez. A shot off a body in front. Good block out in front there by Wallman. And he lifts it out of the zone. Panthers have to tag back up as they battle for it in front of the benches. And it squirts back into the Panthers' end. Ekblad feeds to Rodriguez, who will bring it up under a minute to go on the penalty. Rodriguez drops it off for Samsevich to the other side. Lundell off a body in front. Wallman again blocking the shot attempt. Battle for it along the far half wall. Lundell escapes. On the point, it's Jones. A shot denied by Skinner. With 42 seconds to go on the power play. 7 shots on goal now for Florida. Edmonton trying to kill off the early penalty. Barkov loses the draw, and Edmonton clears the zone again. 33 seconds to go on the penalty. Reinhart to Barkov on the outside. Inside, what a stop. The rebound goes wide of the net. Bennett into the near half wall. Back behind the net now on the goal line. Back out to Reinhart on the wing. He fires a shot, and Skinner saves that one with 16 seconds to go on the penalty. A lot of good looks here for Florida on this penalty, but Edmonton holding their ground well. Stuart Skinner off to a good start in this game. Face-off controlled by the Panthers. Sam Bennett trying to flip one towards the net, and this is going to be a delay of game. Edmonton flips it out of the ring, and that's going to be a delay of game, and that's going to start a 5-on-3 now, and then it's going to turn into another power play here for Florida. Bad mistake there by Ty Emberson, and a delay of game is called. And another penalty here on the Oilers makes it a 5-on-3. For 11 seconds, and then another power play. One-timer goes off a body in front. Barkov keeps it in. Samsevich lets it fly long. Tried to tip out in front. Skinner's on his back and finally gets up and makes another stop. So now we get another 1:45 of a penalty, and now another penalty is called. Janmark gets called for the trip, and it's a 5-on-3 for over a minute and a half. Things going from bad to worse here early for the Oilers. And it's 5-on-3 now here in Florida, and this crowd is feeling it. Face-off floats towards the net. Nurse gets it. And now Bouchard will flip it out of the zone. So we got a minute and a half to go on a 5-on-3, and then we'll have a few seconds of a penalty again here for Florida. Luosterainen brings it up. He's disrupted by Bouchard. Jones into the slot off a body, and Skinner finds the puck. Minute 17 to go on the 5-on-3. And Florida in a prime position to take control here in Game 6. Barkov against Draisaitl. Draisaitl wins the draw. Whoa, that one goes towards the net. Skinner able to keep his ground, and the Panthers keep it in. On the point, it's Ekblad. Downstairs, Reinhart. Backhanded try denied out in front by Kulak. And the Oilers desperate to get it out of the zone, and they will. They're going to bring it up shorthanded on a 5-on-3. Draisaitl gets disrupted by Ekblad, and now watch out. Numbers back the other way for the Panthers. Reinhart brings it up the near side. He gets disrupted by Ekholm, and the Oilers will get it out again. Draisaitl will bring it up shorthanded for Edmonton. Gets around one man into the slot. That one goes wide of the net. And Bennett is there for Florida. 25 seconds to go on the 5-on-3. It'll be 5-on-4 momentarily. Ekblad into the slot. Has it poked to the far side. Luosterainen is there for the Panthers. Out in front, Lundell denied by Skinner. Didn't get all of it. And this one floats to the wing and Rodriguez. Downstairs, Luosterainen. One-time try in the inside, denied by Skinner. And the Oilers will get it out. So they survived the 5-on-3, and now they have to survive 15 more seconds of a power play. Lundell will bring it in. One final push on the penalty here for Florida. Lundell waiting for help as he button hooks back. Centering to Rodriguez. Drops it up for Hagee. Score! The Oilers killed off as much penalty time as they possibly could. And in the final seconds of the penalty, the Panthers strike first in Game 6. Carter Verhaeghe gets us going here as he breaks the ice in the opening period of play. And Stuart Skinner did everything he could. He was throwing a penalty at him. He was throwing another penalty at him. 5-on-3s back and forth. And then finally at the end of the last penalty that was called, the Florida Panthers cash in. At the 9:46 mark, just away about halfway through this opening period, and the Panthers take a 1-0 lead in Game 6. Connor McDavid, it's knocked down. This one floats into neutral ice, and McDavid is there. To the other side, and Hyman on the trailer. Fires a shot off the blocker of Bobrovsky. Up top, this is Kulak. Now Emberson. Down low, McDavid. Possibly one pass too many as the Panthers are able to get it out. Up ahead, this is Sturm. Sturm into the slot. That one gets deflected wide. Sturm into the slot. Fires a shot saved by Skinner. Edmonton able to get it out. 9 minutes to go in the opening period. Perry works it down low, centers himself to the slot. Perry backhanded try denied by Bobrovsky. And the Panthers are able to get it out. On the near side, Kulikov. Kulikov works it into the corner. Out in front, intercepted by Kampanen. It's loose in the slot, floats back behind the net. Jones is there for Edmonton. Battle for it along the near half wall, and it kicks back to the trapezoid. Far side, Verhaeghe can't keep it in. And Jones brings it up. Feeds it in around the boards. Kulikov there for Florida as it floats to the far half wall. Brown keeps it alive for Edmonton. Downstairs, Brown denied. Rebound controlled by Kulikov. And here comes Florida back out. With a head of steam, it's Schmidt to the other side. And Barkov downstairs. Verhaeghe goes wide of the net. Along the goal line, Verhaeghe in the trapezoid. Bouchard takes it away from behind. And Edmonton feeds it up to Nurse. Schmidt takes over in neutral ice. Reinhart brings it in for Florida. Reinhart a shot, gloved down by Stuart Skinner. 7:17 to go in the opening period. 16 shots on goal for Florida, 8 for Edmonton. One 0 Florida in the opening period here in Game 6. Face-off controlled by the Panthers. Jones lets it fly. Skinner flags it down out of the air and stops play again. 7:10 to go in the opening period. And all the momentum has been on the Panthers side in the early going of this one. Face-off coming again in the Edmonton zone. Controlled by Connor McDavid. Ekholm gets knocked down and almost turns it over. Good job by Ekholm to stay alive. And the Oilers will clear the zone, and now up ahead, Nugent Hopkins drops it off for Hyman. Behind the back pass to McDavid, lets it fly off a body in front. Hyman flags it down, back in, and tried to flex in the air. It's loose, and it goes to the far side. A penalty is called on the Panthers as Hyman sends that one wide. Ekholm keeps it alive. Nugent Hopkins, a shot denied by Bobrovsky. Panthers touch it, and another penalty called in this opening period, this time on Florida. And it's going to be a... see what they call here. Looks like they might be calling a major here. They're going to call interference. We'll see what they put on the clock. Yeah, they put 4 minutes on the clock, so a big penalty here for the Oilers, but they turn it over. Sturm up ahead of the pack. Sturm and a breakaway, denied by Stuart Skinner. Comes to the near side, and now Victor Arvidsson up ahead, trying to break it away himself. Arvidsson drops it off. Bouchard denied the rebound out in front. It's loose in the slot, and Bobrovsky covers the puck. So a big penalty here for Edmonton, a 4-minute interference call. With 6 minutes to go in the opening period. Face-off control by Edmonton. Loses it in the slot. Ekblad clears the zone. And it floats all the way back. Floats towards the net. Draisaitl had to recover the loose change there for the Oilers. And now Connor McDavid, 2-on-2. Hyman drops it off. Draisaitl, McDavid. McDavid denied by Bobrovsky. And the rebound controlled by Florida. And they'll get it out of the zone, and they will feed it in around the boards. Connor McDavid will start the break in here for Edmonton. McDavid drops it off for Draisaitl. Back into the slot. Hyman denied by Bobrovsky, and he will cover the puck right in front of Connor McDavid. 2:45 to go on the penalty. .5:11 to go, opening period of play. Face-off controlled by Florida. And they are able to clear the zone again, send it all the way back. Still 2.5 to go on the penalty here for Edmonton. Arvidsson waits for help to come. Now starts the break in for Edmonton. Brown into the slot, fires a shot, saved. Bobrovsky the rebound, and it goes back up to the point. Bouchard intercepted by Lindell, and he had a breakaway if he wanted it, but he decided to feed it down the length of the ice. Schmidt back behind the net, shorthanded, turns it over to Henrique. 2 minutes to go on the power play. Victor Arvidsson into the slot, taken away by Kulikov. And Florida's able to get it out again. Sloppy penalty so far here for the Oilers. Brown feeds it up to Draisaitl, trying to work his way around, still trying to find into the slot off the goalpost. What an effort by Leon Draisaitl there, inches away from the equalizer. And Florida is able to clear the zone. Sturm will bring it up shorthanded for the Panthers. Fired a shot saved by Stuart Skinner. Leon Draisaitl with a pipe ringer here on the power play in the opening period. Face-off, not very cleanly won by Edmonton. Brown loses it at the red line. Forsling turns it back around the boards. Bouchard is there to get it. And Edmonton's got just over a minute to go on the penalty. Arvidsson to the other side and Connor Brown. Enrique now on the point, into the slot, trying to get it to Nugent-Hopkins, and it's taken away by Florida again. As we are under 50 seconds to go on the penalty. Brown will bring it up here for the Oilers. He gets cut off beautifully as he brings it into the zone. Panthers again take control, and Nosek will bring it up short-handed. Nosek centering, intercepted by Evan Bouchard. And Brown will bring it back out here for the Oilers. 20 seconds to go on the penalty. Enrique shot denied. The rebound controlled by Brown as he goes to the far half wall. Draisaitl is now there as it's loose, and it floats out to the point where Bouchard keeps it in. Final seconds of the penalty wind down as the loose puck is controlled by Florida, and they just killed a 4-minute penalty with very little effort by Edmonton. Fresh out of the box is Mikkola. He gets there first, takes it in, and scores! Nico Mikkola, fresh out of the penalty box, makes it 2-0, Florida. So not only did Florida kill off a 4-minute penalty with very little effort by Edmonton with the man advantage, they strike with Mikkola coming right out of the box and into the net to make it 2-0 Panthers in Game 6. Just over 2 minutes to go in the opening period, and Florida off to a great start here in game number 6. Bring it right back in with a shot on Skinner, denied. With 1:59 to go in the period. And this building is shaking here in Sunrise. Face-off control by the Panthers. Rodriguez into the slot, fires, saved by Skinner. Kampanen gets knocked to the side over there in the corner as they battle for it along the boards. Panthers keep it in. Rodriguez to Mikkola. Out in front, denied off the wall, and Skinner says no. 1:28 to go in the opening period. All the momentum on Florida's side of things in this opening frame. Face-off control by the Panthers. Under 90 seconds to go in the period. Perry gains control for Edmonton. Here's Jones. 3-on-3 back the other way. Jones to Kulak into the slot, intercepted by Mikkola, who scored the latest goal for the Panthers. Under a minute to go in the period. Samsevich takes a hit. That was Kulak who delivered the blow. Battle for it on the near side. And Edmonton able to escape. 40 seconds to go in the period. Emberson tried to center it in. Good stick there by Jones. 27 seconds to go in the period. Intercepted and kept in by Podkolzin, who feeds it in along the boards. Draisaitl back out to Arvidsson on the way. Back up to the point. Emberson lets it fly off a body in front. Draisaitl keeps it alive. On the point, it's Kulak. Now Emberson lets it fly. Tipped high off the windows. Stays in play with 4 seconds to go in the period. Arvidsson kicks it around the boards. And that'll do it for the opening period of play. All the momentum on the Florida side here in Sunrise. They have a 2-0 lead here in Game 6 as we head to intermission number 1. It's the start of the second period here in game number 6 from Sunrise. A 2-0 Panthers lead here against the Edmonton Oilers. They had all the momentum in that first period, and now Edmonton trying to find some life to keep alive in this series. Good stick there by Verhaeghe as Edmonton brings it in. And now right back on the attack is Florida. Verhaeghe, centering pass out in front. A little too far out. Into the blue paint they go. Forsling now back out on the wing. Turns it over to Ekholm. Ekholm intercepted again by Verhaeghe. Panthers have been playing with fire ever since the opening faceoff. Battle for it in front of the Edmonton bench. Nugent Hopkins keeps it alive for Edmonton. And he brings it in. Downstairs, Hyman, a shot denied by Bobrovsky. Verhaeghe able to get it out. And now Reinhart gains control. He's had a great final. Ekblad couldn't get a clean one off. Loose in the slot. And it deflects towards Skinner, who stops. No, he does not stop play. Keeps it alive for Ekholm. Now Nugent Hopkins. Drops it off for McDavid. Into the slot. Fires a shot blocker saved by Bobrovsky. Hyman back up to the point, and Wollman lets it fly. And that one might have deflected off a body in front. Rodriguez gets there for Florida, and they exit the zone. Turns it over to Hyman to neutral ice. Darnell Nurse will bring it in. Fires a shot, save the rebound. Out in front, controlled by Florida. And Bennett will bring it up. Bennett waiting for help to come as he circles the net. Now takes it in on Skinner and gets denied by Stuart Skinner with 17:47 to go in the second period. 24 shots on goal, 18 for the Oilers. Big hit there on Samsevich. Panthers trying to win back-to-back Stanley Cup Finals. Edmonton trying to get revenge and force a Game 7 back in Edmonton. Battle for it along the near half wall. Floats towards the net. Wollman is there first for the Oilers. Now Podkolzin takes a hit as the Oilers try to get it out of their zone. And Wollman will to Draisaitl. Now Arvidsson floats it back. Darnell Nurse loses it. Luosterainen on a turnover. Turns it back. Waits for help. Turns it over. And Janmark brings it back out. 3-on-2 if they hurry. Janmark brings it in. Fires a shot. Save. And Janmark gains control out in front. Intercepted by Mikola Henrique. Now denied by Bobrovsky. And the Panthers able to get it out of danger. Good look there for Edmonton to no avail. Boquist to the other side, and Jones couldn't get a clean one off. And Kulak turns back for Edmonton. Numbers if they hurry again. Kulak centering to Henrique off a body in front. Great block out in front by Luosterainen. And the Panthers are able to get it out of their zone. Nosek centering to Schmidt. Stewart aside by Skinner. Schmidt gets it back, trying to take it in, and Henrique takes it off his stick. And Edmonton clears the zone. Janmark now, looking for the center, takes it in. Now he backs off. Kulak takes it away by Greer. I'm not sure why Janmark didn't let it fly there. He had an open look, decided not to take it. And now a breakaway. Perry brings it in. Perry in alone. Perry, score! Perry waited back in the neutral zone, and he gets an open look on Bobrovsky. And Edmonton's on the board. Nearly another great stop by Bobrovsky. Had to get it all the way through him, did Perry. And it deflected slowly into the net off the stick. And it found the opening to give Edmonton their first goal of the game. So that quiets the crowd for a moment here in Florida. And it's 2-1 Edmonton right back in business. Face-off in center controlled by the Oilers. And they'll bring it right back in with Jones. Jones back behind the net to no man's land. And Perry takes it and now fires a shot that's saved by Bobrovsky. 15:07 to go in the second period. Shots on goal are becoming a little bit more even now. It's 25-22 in favor of Florida. As the Oilers finally get past Bobrovsky for the first time here tonight. Jones brings it up here for the Panthers. Works it down low, back behind the net, Reinhart. Out in front, Mikkola in the slot, deflected out in front. Back up to the point. Barkov lets it fly. Skinner goes up to get it with the blocker. Now Barkov to Verhaeghe, a shot. Stopped by Skinner. 14:35 to go in the second. Face-off controlled by Florida. Jones lets it fly. Score! Skinner got a piece of it, but it didn't matter. Seth Jones gets that goal back, and it's 3-1. Oh, it leaked right through on the blocker side of Skinner. He got a piece of it, and it just squirted its way through. Right on the underside of the blocker. Tough break for Stuart Skinner there. And that was a laser beam. Three to 1 Panthers here in the second period. Jones with his goal. Barkov gets the assist. And it's back to a 2-goal game. Edmonton trying to change that right here. Podkolzin couldn't get a clean shot off. And Rodriguez turns back for the Panthers. To the other side, Samsevich loses it to Victor Arvidsson. So 14 minutes to go in the second period. It's 3-1 Florida. Samsevich, Bennett now. Bennett, a shot denied by Skinner. What a stop by Stuart Skinner. Rodriguez into the slot. Samsevich back up top. Mikkola lets it fly up a body in front. Rodriguez denied by Skinner again. And Arvidsson clears the zone for Edmonton. Arvidsson drops it off. This is Evan Bouchard. Sends it back behind the net, where Ekblad is there for Florida. Samsevich tried to get his way around Nurse. Now Bennett brings it in. 2-on-2 if they hurry. Now 3-on-2. A shot denied by Skinner. Samsevich back along the goal line. Skinner says no. 13-14 to go in the period. Good look there for Florida again. Three to 1 Florida, 13-14 to go in the second. Panthers lead by 2. A goal apiece here in the second period. It's 3-1. Nugent Hopkins brings it up, centers to McDavid. A shot denied by Bobrovsky. McDavid right down the lane. Denied by Sergei Bobrovsky. 13:01 to go in the second. Face-off controlled by the Panthers. Ekblad drops it off for Barkov, and now a turnover. And now it floats back behind the Edmonton net. Verhaeghe is there, and in front, a one-time try denied by Skinner. And McDavid is there for the Oilers. And Edmonton will get it out. Here's Zach Hyman. Centers to McDavid, who got disrupted on his way through. And Reinhart turns back for Florida. Turns it over to Nugent Hopkins. Battlefield on the red line, controlled by Edmonton. Nugent Hopkins drops it off for McDavid. McDavid behind to Bouchard. Kulak back up to the point. Nugent Hopkins into the slot. Hyman drops it off for Kulak. Nugent Hopkins lets it fly. Tipped around. The rebound controlled by the Panthers. And they'll get it out of the zone. Good look there from Edmonton. Barkov takes a hit at the blue line. And now a breakaway. Kampanen with Perry. 3-0. Score! Tic-tac-toe! And the Oilers strike to make it a one-goal game again. Kasperi Kampanen makes it 3-2, and the Oilers aren't going anywhere. And Bobrovsky had no chance on that one. Beautiful feed out in front. The tic-tac-toe passing to perfection on a 3-0 breakaway. And it's 3-2 now. Perry and Kulak get the assists, and Edmonton's right back in business. It's a one-goal game. Perry takes a hit in front of his bench. Kulak takes it away. Here comes Edmonton right back in. And good play out in front by Schmidt. And the Panthers able to get it out. Greer will bring it up ahead for Florida. Centering pass downstairs. A backhanded try denied by Skinner. And the Oilers are able to get it out. Not for long, though. Perry feeds it up ahead. Another breakaway. Janmark is in this time. Janmark! Score! 3 goals in the period for Edmonton. All of them on breakaways. And the Oilers come back to tie the game at 3 apiece. How about this from Edmonton? After all the momentum was on Florida's side for the first half of this game, the Oilers come back to tie us at 3 apiece. All 3 of their goals coming on breakaways. Face-off in center, controlled by Florida. Now they look to respond. Luosterainen taken off his stick by Wollman. And Janmark brings it up the near side for the Oilers. Battle for it in the corner. Janmark has it float back up to Wollman. Wollman feeds it in around the boards, trying to keep it in. Battle for it along the near half wall. Mikola is there for Florida. Janmark keeps it alive. Enrique in the slot fires a shot saved by Bobrovsky. Mikola back behind the net for Florida, trying to get it out of the zone, and they will. Here's Lundell. Lundell drops it off for Boquist. Boquist, the shot, score! 4-3 Florida, back on top here in the second period. And both teams have some momentum now as we just continue to go back and forth. It was 2-0 coming into the second period. And now it's 4-3 Florida, back on top. Bouchard feeds it in around the boards. Jones gets there first for Florida. He battles with Arvidsson. Back behind the net, it's Sam Bennett. And the Panthers able to get it out of the zone. Samsonov brings it up again. Fires a shot, gloved down by Stuart Skinner. 9:10 to go in the period. 4-3 Panthers back on top in Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Final. Face-off controlled by the Panthers. Kulikov has it blocked out up top by Podkolzin, and now another breakaway chance. Arvidsson, a shot blocked out in front, and Bobrovsky finds the puck. Not as clean of a breakaway look. It was 2-on-2 that time for Edmonton, and Arvidsson couldn't get a shot all the way through. Face-off control by the Panthers, and they're able to get it out of the zone. Bennett, now Samsonov. To the near side, Rodriguez drops it off for Bennett, a shot gloved down by Skinner. And now both of these goaltenders trying to make a name for themselves in the second period after a few goals have been given up. .8:38 to go in the second. 4-3 Panthers. Face-off controlled by McDavid. And the Oilers feed it up. Here's Zach Hyman. Drops it off McDavid. Passing is tic-tac-toe as McDavid is denied by Bobrovsky. Out in front, Nugent Hopkins, a backhanded try is gloved down by Bobrovsky with 8:16 to go in the period. And we kind of hit a lull in this game. A lot of stoppages on both ends of the ice. Face-off controlled by the Oilers. On the point, it's Wollman. Lets it fly. Score! A bullet from Wollman from downtown! And we're tied at 4 in Florida. Reared back and let it fly. What a bullet. And this series has been entertaining from the opening face-off in game number 1, and we've got another dandy brewing here in game number 6. Tied up 4, 8:10 to go in the second period. Nosek turns back for Florida. Now Greer up ahead. Greer out in front. Greer a shot. Denied by Skinner. Keeps it alive. He gets knocked down. A penalty is called. And now the Panthers are going to go to the power play. It's on Jake Wallman, who just scored the goal. And he's going to serve a cross-checking minor here. This crowd is buzzing here in Florida. A penalty here for the Panthers. Jones, Rodriguez, back up to the point. Verhaeghe. Verhaeghe to the other side. Loose to Ryan, lets it fly off the blocker of Skinner. To the far half wall out in front. The Oilers clear the zone. Kampanen up himself, trying to work it short-handed. Drops it off for Perry. Perry blocked out in front. Deflects out to Kampanen, who's denied by Bobrovsky. Oilers bring it up short-handed to try to take the lead. And a minute 33 to go on the power play. Faceoff controlled by the Panthers. Bennett will bring it up. And now taken away from the Oilers, and Kulak will clear the zone. Race for the puck. Ekblad gets there. Disrupted by Kulak for a moment. Now Barkov turns back for Florida, and he's disrupted as he tried to bring it in, but not all the way. Barkov, good play out in front by Darnell Nurse. As Florida tried to get it in on the doorstep, and the Oilers able to clear the zone. Race for the puck controlled by Henrique. Back behind the net, short-handed. Brown now out in front. Loses it to Ekblad. And now here come the Panthers back the other way. Bennett. Bennett drops it off. Good stick there by Nurse. Again defensively, Darnell Nurse making his presence known. 35 seconds to go in the penalty. Henrique will bring it in. Or feed it in, rather. And Samsevich gets knocked down by Nurse. Keeps it alive. Nurse downstairs and denied by Bobrovsky. 23 seconds to go in the penalty. Good penalty kill here for Edmonton so far. Still got 23 seconds. Faceoff controlled by the Panthers, then nearly turned it over in the slot. And now they're able to exit. 2-on-2. Luosterainen is there, taken away from behind in the slot. Denied by Skinner. 7 seconds to go in the penalty, just under 6 minutes to go in the period. Faceoff controlled by Edmonton, and they're able to get it out of the zone again as the penalty expires. Back to full strength. One-timer denied. What a stop by Bobrovsky as Nugent Hopkins let it fly. With 5:45 to go in the period. Faceoff controlled by Edmonton. Draisaitl let it fly, and Bobrovsky holds his ground again. A lot of good looks here for the Oilers, and Bobrovsky doing his best to keep it out of the back of the net. And we'll get another face-off here in the Florida end. This time the Panthers win the face-off. Nosek will bring it up here for Florida. Drops it off for Greer. Couldn't get a clean shot off. Bouchard there defensively. Into the slot. The Oilers take it away. Bouchard feeds it up to Arvidsson. Now up ahead. Draisaitl. 2-on-2. Draisaitl drops it off and fires a shot saved. And it goes back out to the point. Ekholm let it fly. Good block out in front, but Edmonton able to keep it alive. They have to tag back up in neutral ice. Draisaitl back in for the Oilers. Drops it off for Podkolzin. Arvidsson on the wing. Back up to the point. Bouchard fires a shot. Tipped around and controlled by Kulikov. Panthers able to get it out. Here's Sturm leading the pack. Fires a shot off a body in front. And Bouchard keeps it alive for Edmonton. Here's Victor Arvidsson. Ekholm takes a big hit as Arvidsson gets knocked down, loses a stick in the process. Minor man advantage here, 3-on-1, a shot denied by Skinner. Into the corner, Bouchard gets there first for Edmonton, and he gets it out. Perry now with it, into the slot, downstairs, goes all the way through. Kampanen button hooks back to the slot, he goes, Kampanen, that one goes wide. Forsling gets there for the Panthers, and he's able to get it out of the zone to Ekblad. Ekblad disrupted at the red line, but brings it in. Wallman takes it away there for Edmonton. Nearing the 3.5-minute mark to go here in the second period, tied at 4. Jones centering pass, a shot off a body, rebound goes wide of the net. Wallman back behind, looking for a center to go towards, and it's intercepted by Ekblad. Luosterainen will bring it up. Here's Boquist, who brings it in. He's got a goal tonight. Disrupted at the top of the slot. Luosterainen goes wide. Circles are on the boards, kept in for a moment. Now Edmonton able to get it out. McDavid back out there. Connor McDavid gets disrupted on his way in by Mikkola, who's been all over the place for the Panthers here tonight. Verhaeghe feeds it in along the boards. Kulak disrupted in the corner by Verhaeghe out in front. Good play there by Emberson defensively. And now back the other way, the Oilers. McDavid trying to split defenders and gets called for a penalty. It's a trip on Connor McDavid. That'll take us towards the end of the second period. Just tried to go between the legs of Mikkola, and his stick rather, just took out the skate of Mikkola. And another penalty in this game, this time on the great one, Connor McDavid. Face-off controlled by Edmonton. Ekholm gets swarmed in the corner. Nearly turned it over, but the Oilers are able to clear the zone, and now short-handed up ahead is Connor Brown. Drops it up. Score! It's a short-handed goal for Henrique, and the Oilers take a one-goal lead. It's 5-4. Look at the toe drag by Connor Brown to stay on sides, and then a beautiful feed on the trailer is Henrique. And the Oilers are on top. It's 5-4 here late in the second period. A 2-0 game coming into the second period has turned into a high-scoring affair. 5 goals in the period for Edmonton, and 2 for the Panthers. 2:11 to go, and this crowd is dead quiet, as the penalty will continue here for the Panthers, as the Oilers tried to bring it back in again shorthanded, but Bennett was having other ideas as the Oilers gain control. Emberson feeds it in along the boards. 90 seconds to go in the penalty. Under 2 minutes to go in the period as well. Nugent Hopkins finds a shot saved by Bobrovsky, and the rebound controlled by Carter Verhaeghe. Verhaeghe disrupted as he tried to bring it in. Gets it out. Lundell. Lundell fires. Save out in front. Rebound goes to the far half wall. Janmark is there for Edmonton. Rodriguez keeps it alive back behind the net. Luosterainen on the wing. Out in front for Verhaeghe. Couldn't get a clean one off. And it's intercepted in the slot by Emberson. Under a minute to go in the penalty. Here come the Oilers short-handed. Janmark disrupted by Verhaeghe. Just over a minute to go in the period. 43 seconds to go in the penalty. Luosterainen feeds it in. Bouchard is there for Edmonton as it floats back behind the net. 30 seconds to go in the man advantage. Bouchard will bring it up short-handed. Here's Connor Brown. Drops it off for Wallman. A shot. Blocked away by Bobrovsky. Edmonton on the attack, short-handed on this penalty a couple times, including a short-handed goal. Schmidt to Verhaeghe, a one-time try. Denied out in front. Didn't get all the way through. Comes to the near side. Wallman gets it as the penalty is about to expire. Henrique brings it up. Back to full strength Edmonton. Henrique back behind the net to Brown. Brown looking for the center. On the wing. Poked away. Back to the point. And kept in by Arvidsson. Arvidsson fires. Save Bobrovsky with 6 seconds to go in the period. Edmonton flips the script here in the second period. They came in down by 2 goals. Now they lead by 1 in the final moments. Face-off controlled by Edmonton. It floats towards Bobrovsky, and he gets it out of danger, and that will close out the period. High-scoring affair here in the second period. 5 goals for Edmonton, 2 for the Panthers, and the Oilers jump in front 5-4. We are set to start the third period here in Game 6 of the final. Edmonton trying to force Game 7 on Friday back in Edmonton. And the Panthers are looking to come from behind to win the Stanley Cup final here on their home ice. As the third and final period is underway, McDavid back behind the net, out in front, Hyman denied by Bobrovsky. Early attack here from Edmonton in the third. Ekholm to Hyman. Couldn't get a clean shot off as it floats past Bobrovsky, and Verhaeghe gains control here for the Panthers. Intercepted in center by Ekholm. Nugent Hopkins now feeds to McDavid. Good move to get free. McDavid pestered and fires. Bobrovsky says no. Just underway here in the third. 52 seconds gone by here in this third period. Shots on goal are even now, 42 apiece. And a 5-4 Edmonton lead coming off of a 5-goal second period in which they came in trailing 2-0. High-scoring affair here in Sunrise tonight. Bouchard intercepted in the slot by Barkov. He turns back the other way for Florida. Barkov fires, saved by Skinner. Pins it against the logo on his chest and stops play. Face-off control by the Panthers. And Draisaitl takes it away as they try to get it in down low. Podkolzin brings it up. Numbers for Edmonton if they hurry. Podkolzin to the far half wall where he is sandwiched over there. Arvidsson tried to help him out, but the Panthers get it out. And now Samsonov up ahead. Samsonov to Bennett. Bennett downstairs, denied by Skinner. Good look there for Florida, and Skinner able to hold his ground. Now Ekholm back up to Arvidsson, who gets crunched as he tried to bring it into the zone. Arvidsson delivers a blow on Jones. Draisaitl keeps it alive. Numbers for the Oilers. Draisaitl denied by Bobrovsky. 17:57 to go in the third. Edmonton trying to get the insurance goal. And the Panthers looking to get the equalizer. Face-off controlled by Edmonton. Woolman has that one float past Bobrovsky. And Kulikov exits the zone. Boquist takes a hit, turns it over. And Reek Button hooks back and feeds it to Woolman. Brown will bring it in for Edmonton. Drops it off on the trailer, a shot off a body in front. Janmark keeps it alive on the point. It's Woolman. Trying to get it into Janmark in the slot. Intercepted by Luosterainen, who turns back for Florida. Centering pass to Schmidt. What a stop by Skinner. And he stops play with 17:06 to go in regulation. Beautiful look there. And what a stop by Skinner. Legs flew out, so did the glove hand. And he's able to snare that one to deny the equalizer. Face-off coming here in the Edmonton zone. It'll be McDavid against Barkov. And not very cleanly won by McDavid. A turnover. What a stop again by Skinner. They score! On the follow-up, Verhaeghe puts it in. And we're tied at 5. What a stop initially by Skinner. He got caught on the ice. And Verhaeghe scores his second goal of the game. And it's the equalizer. We're tied at 5. And this crowd is alive and well again here in Sunrise. Tied at 5, 16:58 to go in the third. Reinhart will get the assist. A great initial stop by Skinner, but he got caught on the ground. And now McDavid looking for a response. Drops it off. Nugent Hopkins denied by Bobrovsky. And he stops play with 16:44 to go in the period. Face-off controlled by Florida. Verhaeghe brings it up here for the Panthers. Verhaeghe centers himself, drops it off for Barkov off a body in front. Hyman flags it out of the air for Edmonton, and they're able to get it out of the zone. Nugent-Hopkins to Emberson, to the near side, McDavid, shot denied, rebound controlled by Florida. And now here come the Panthers back the other way with numbers. Verhaeghe dangles, drops it off down low, that one goes wide. Skinner never got a piece of it, but it never was close to getting into the net. Kulak takes it away, and they get it out of the zone. Hyman feeds it to Nugent-Hopkins, taken away from behind by Verhaeghe. And now here comes Barkov. Barkov dangles, Barkov couldn't get a clean one off, and Kulak takes it away for Edmonton. Still a lot of game time, tied at 5 in the third. Kampanen to Jones, a shot denied, the rebound squirts to the near side. Forsling keeps it alive for the Panthers, battle for it along the near half wall where Kampanen feeds it inside to Jones. Perry keeps it alive, out in front, denied by Bobrovsky as Jones was free in the slot. 47 shots on goal for Edmonton, 46 for the Panthers. Face-off coming in the Panthers' end. Won by the Oilers. Nurse on the point. Into the slot, Arvidsson. Downstairs, Draisaitl back up top. Into the slot. A shot denied off a body. The rebound, score! Podkolzin puts it in! And Edmonton jumps back in front. And this high-scoring affair continues as it goes top shelf. Right over the top of the shoulder of Bobrovsky. And Edmonton retakes the lead here in Game 6. .45-11 is the time on goal. You could hear a pen drop in this building as it's 6-5 Edmonton. This one floats into the zone. Draisaitl tried to feed it into the center. Good defensive play there by Sturm. And now Sam Bennett with it. Bennett looking for the center. He's got an open man out in front. He got it to him too late. And Skinner is able to stop it. Couldn't get an open lane to pass that one through. He had a wide open man down the slot. But Edmonton holds their ground. Face-off controlled by Edmonton in their own end. 6-5 Oilers. Just over 14 to go. Draisaitl into the slot. Couldn't get a clean one off. It's blocked out in front. And the Panthers turn it over to Draisaitl. Kept in by Nurse. Draisaitl into the slot. Loses it from behind. Draisaitl trying to keep it alive, and he does. Back up to the point. Nurse lets it fly off a body. Stays in play off the windows. Battle for it in the corner. Arvidsson is there for Edmonton. He gets knocked down. Podkolzin keeps it alive. Into the slot. Back in a try. Denied out in front. Samsonov clears here for Florida. Samsonov centering pass intercepted by Darnell Nurse. Enrique feeds it to Wallman. Wallman brings it up for Edmonton. He's trying to center it to the inside, and Mikkola was there for the Panthers. Kept in by Edmonton for a moment, but now they get it out. Lundell up ahead. Lundell back in a try. Stop. Boquist along the goal line. Denied by Skinner. Wallman gains control for Edmonton. They turn it over. Loose to right and stopped by Skinner. Keeps it alive for Wallman. Janmark brings it up here for Edmonton. Janmark looking for the center. Into the corner he goes. Back behind the net. He circles. Wraparound try. Denied by Bobrovsky. 12:16 to go in the third. Face-off controlled by Edmonton. Bouchard up a body. It goes to the near side. Kept in by Bouchard. Jones back up top. One-timer by Bouchard. It's blocked out in front. Reinhart back the other way into the slot. Fired. Kicked away by Skinner. The rebound. Verhaeghe down low. Reinhart in the slot. Denied by Stuart Skinner. 11:45 to go in the third. Face-off coming here in the Oilers' end. 6-5 Edmonton. Face-off controlled by McDavid. And a turnover in center. Verhaeghe drops it off. Ekblad will bring it back in, then he turns it over to Ekholm. Connor McDavid to the near side, Nugent Hopkins. McDavid has a trailer denied, and Reinhart takes it away. Verhaeghe, now Barkov. Barkov to Ekblad, lets it fly, blocked out in front. And Bouchard gains control. McDavid gets knocked down, but Hyman keeps it alive. 2-on-1 if they hurry. Out in front, Ekholm drops it off. McDavid denied by Bobrovsky. One pass too many. And 10:51 to go in the third. Face-off controlled by Edmondson. Emberson turns it over to Bennett. And the Panthers able to get it out. Bennett disrupted, but not out. Out in front, loose in the slot, and Skinner finds the puck. A lot of stoppages, but a lot of looks on both ends of the ice here. Both of these goaltenders holding their ground well here in the last few minutes of play. Dangerously in the slot there, but Edmonton able to gain control. Intercepted in center for a moment. Panthers gain control. It's Mikkola. Mikkola feeds it in around the boards, allows for a change. Connor Brown intercepted in center by Bennett. Turns back the other way for the Panthers. Bennett drops it off on the point. It's Jones, lets it fly off a body in front. And Brown able to gain control here for Edmonton. Enrique will bring it up now. Kulak. Kulak floats it towards Bobrovsky, who stops play. 9:34 to go in the third in a one-goal game. Crowd quiet now as the faceoff is controlled by Florida. And here comes Luosterainen up ahead of the charge. Luosterainen looking for a center, back behind the net. Good, cut off there by Wallman. Panthers keep it in. Lundell, now Luosterainen with it. Pestered away as it floats towards Skinner. Into the slot, Nurse gains control here for Edmonton. And Kampanen will feed it around the boards. Kulikov wins the race for the puck, back behind his own net. And he's able to get it out. Here's Boquist, surrounded by Oilers. Drops it off for Schmidt. Fires, a shot goes wide. Kulikov back up top, Schmidt. On the point, it's Boquist. Fires, what a block out in front. Boquist again, denied by Skinner that time. Off his blocker, Luosterainen keeps it in. Pressure is on by the Panthers. Schmidt a shot, denied out in front. And Nurse gains control for Edmonton. On the far half wall, they battle for it. Jones has it escaped the zone. Floats all the way back down. Didn't get all the way to the goal line. No icing is called. Bennett turns back here and feeds it in. Ekholm gains control here for Edmonton. Under 8 minutes to go here in the third. Here's Victor Arvidsson. Arvidsson drops it off for Draisaitl. Couldn't get a clean one off as it floats back behind the net. Ekblad is there first for the Panthers, and they're able to get it out. Here comes Rodriguez up the near side. Cuts towards the net. Takes a big hit. Ekholm from behind. Rodriguez is still down. Slow to get up as they battle for it in front of the benches. Forsling escapes here for the Panthers. Forsling dangles. Drops it off for Ekblad. Ekblad down low. Barkov into the slot. Back up top. Reinhart. Barkov back in and tried, denied, and it goes to the far side. Verhaeghe keeps it alive for the Panthers. Verhaeghe couldn't get a claim off. Reinhart lets it fly, and Skinner says no. Good look there from the Panthers, but he couldn't find an open look. 6:40 to go in the third in a one-goal game. This crowd is quiet here in the third period with the Panthers trailing by 1. The last home game of the season, last home game of the Stanley Cup Final for the Panthers. And they trail as Edmonton tries to force a Game 7 back in Edmonton on Friday. Face-off coming in the Oilers zone. McDavid against Barkov. Face-off controlled by the Panthers. Mikkola lets it fly. Skinner says no. The rebound squirts to the near side. Verhaeghe now Reinhart on the wing. Taken away from behind. They score! In the slot, it's Barkov! And this game is tied! The Panthers were on the attack for a long time, and Barkov finally got an open look. And it goes right past the glove side of Skinner to tie the game. And game 6 is another dandy. We're tied at 6 with just over 6 to play. Barkov downstairs. Reinhart couldn't get a claim it up. Comes to the near side, kept in by Mikkola. Mikkola into the slot. Reinhart denied by Skinner as it goes up into the air. Emberson trying to get it out for Edmonton. And a penalty is called. Penalty is called on Florida. Nugent Hopkins to Hyman. Downstairs, McDavid denied by Bobrovsky. And the whistle blows. Cross-checking is the call on Carter Verhaeghe. And a penalty here for Edmonton late in the third period. So a power play here for the Oilers. And a chance to retake the lead, trying to force a game 7. Faceoff coming in the Panthers' end, controlled by the Oilers. Bouchard, Nugent Hopkins disrupted in the slot and cleared by Florida. Just over 5.5 to go here in the third. Draisaitl brings it up. Draisaitl pestered along the boards, keeps it alive though. Draisaitl downstairs to Hyman. Out in front. Draisaitl into the slot. Fires. Glove down by Bobrovsky. 5:19 to go in the third. 1:27 to go in the power play. Tied at 6 in game 6. Boquist against Henrique here, controlled by Edmonton. Ekholm, now Brown, outside Arvidsson. Penalty called again on Florida. And we're going to get a 5-on-3 here for Edmonton. Another cross-check is called, this time on Boquist. Right into the back of Henrique. And things are going from bad to worse here late for Florida. In a tie game at 6 with just over 5 to play. A 5-on-3 here for the Oilers. Face-off controlled by Edmonton. Bouchard fires off a body in front. Arvidsson on the wing, brings it in, drops it off for Brown. Brown out in front, a one-timer by Bouchard is denied. Bouchard again blocked, Brown down low, score! It's a power play goal for Edmonton! And they take the lead with 5 minutes to play in game 6. Connor Brown in the slot all alone, and he puts it in as Bobrovsky got caught off balance. And Edmonton takes the lead at 7-6 here in the third period. High-scoring affair continues. 4:55 to go. And still 1:54 worth of a power play here for Edmonton, up by 1. Connor Brown, the goal scorer, brings it in. Ekblad battling with Brown in the corner. Floats back behind the net. Panthers gain control. And Greer feeds it to Ekblad. They're going to bring it up shorthanded here. Ekblad pestered as it goes to the far corner. Samsonov races it down. McDavid takes it away from behind, and the Oilers exit the zone. Trying to get some insurance here on a penalty. Forsling takes it away in the slot. And the Panthers able to exit the zone with 1 minute to go in the penalty. Greer cut off as he brings it in. Greer pestered again by Draisaitl this time, and Edmonton gains control. 2-on-2 back the other way here for the Oilers. Nurse drops it off. Draisaitl. Now McDavid denied. Rebound out in front. They score! Pinball wizard out in front. It's Leon Draisaitl who gives Edmonton a 2-goal lead in game 6. Just right into the slot. Bobrovsky couldn't find the puck, and Leon Draisaitl in the right place at the right time. And Edmonton leads by 2 here late in Game 6, looking to force a Game 7 back in Edmonton. Verhaeghe gets cut off as he tries to bring it back in. It floats into the neutral zone where Reinhart gains control for Florida. Verhaeghe brings it up, taken away from Kulak. 3.5 to go in the third. All eyes have got to float on Bobrovsky as soon as they want to. Here's a shot that's denied by Skinner with 3:19 to go. No empty net as of yet for Florida. But Edmonton in control, and this crowd is dead quiet here in Sunrise. Face off into the corner, controlled by Edmonton as they try to get it out. Panthers trying to keep it in, and Kampanen escapes with the puck. Here's Emberson up ahead to Perry. Perry has a goal tonight, drops it off, score! Another goal for Edmonton! And it's Kampanen for the second time in this game. And that might be the dagger for Kasperi Kampanen. Florida completely falls apart here in the third. And the Boo Birds start to rain down here in Sunrise. Crowd not happy, as it's looking like, barring a tremendous 3-minute comeback here, that we're going to have a Game 7 back in Edmonton on Friday night. 9-6, a high-scoring game, 15 combined goals. Enrique brings it back in for Edmonton. Janmark has it tipped around towards Bobrovsky, who denies that shot attempt, and Florida's able to get it out with under 2.5 to go now. Boquist into the slot, fires a shot off a body, tipped around out in front, and Janmark gains control here for Edmonton. He brings it up ahead by himself as he waits for help to come, drops it off to no man's land, but kept in by Brown. Down low, it's Kulak. Kulak blocked out in front, and the Panthers able to get it out. Boquist brings it up ahead here for Florida. Kulak takes it away as we're under 2 minutes to go. Florida has not emptied their net yet. Loose to Ryan and down low. Now Boquist denied by Skinner, and he stops play with 1:36 to go. Face-off goes towards Skinner, and he will just cover it with 1:29 to go. So a lull here late, a couple stoppages by Stuart Skinner. 9-6, Edmonton has the lead. Panthers in desperation mode, but it's looking like Edmonton's going to force a Game 7 back on their home ice on Friday night. Podkolzin brings it up for Edmonton. Into the slot he goes, trying to feed it in, and Samsevich says no, and turns back for Florida. Rodriguez up ahead of the pack. Rodriguez drops it off, a shot. Skinner stops it, as that one nearly squirted through with 60 seconds to play. Face-off controlled by the Panthers. Jones off a body, kept in by Mikkola, lets it fly. It gets tipped wide of the net. High off the window, stays in place. Samsevich right on the doorstep, denied by Skinner. Now out in front, Bennett lets it fly. Loose in the slot, and it squirts back out. And Arvidsson gains control here for Edmonton. 40 seconds to go here in the game. Edmonton trying to waste the timeout and force a Game 7. They gain control back behind their own net, and Podkolzin will wind out the clock here. Draisaitl brings it up. Drops it off for Podkolzin, a shot blockered away by Bobrovsky. It goes to the far side. Victor Arvidsson battles there with Mikkola, and Verhaeghe escapes the pack with it. 3-on-2 if the Panthers hurry. Rodriguez into the slot, fires, saved by Skinner with 16 seconds to go. Edmonton winding out the final moments of this game with 10 seconds left, a 3-goal game. Downstairs to Rodriguez, turns and fires, no. Rebound in the slot. Rodriguez back in and tried denied. It floats back out, and the Oilers are going to wind out the rest of the clock and they will force Game 7 on Friday night. Florida collapsed in the third period, especially late. They gave up a few goals late in this one, and a high-scoring affair goes Edmonton's way in Game 6. It's 9-6 the final score, and we will have a Game 7 on Friday night back in Edmonton. It started off with a 2-0 Panthers lead, and then this game just exploded in scoring in the second period. It carried over into the third. Edmonton gained the momentum when they needed it most, and they win by 3, 9-6 the final score here from Sunrise. Game 7 is on Friday.